Hi, welcome. This is Noah's Ark Nursery. I am Corinna. I am the mommy. Welcome. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. I'd like to thank you all for joining me today. I'd like to thank all of my subscribers. And I hope you guys are having a great day. I am having an off morning. That's why it is after lunch now. I am having a very off morning this morning. First of all, my blood sugar fell. So I had to try to bring it up. I did. But then my husband called from work and told me something that really made me upset. I will admit. But I put it in God's hands. And all I gotta say is this has to do with his paycheck, and it's not good. They may have taken money from my husband's paycheck unlawfully, and they're saying they're putting it on him because everything is put on the worker where my husband works. Management doesn't admit they make a mistake at all, but I put it in God's hands. If it was not my husband's mistake, if it was the company's mistake, pray with us that they make it up, that they give him his personal day, which they took from him, and that they do what they're supposed to do. That they realize that don't mess with God. That they realize that they can't mess with God. You know, it's kind of ironic because I was just, maybe not ironic, but this morning in my devotions, I was talking to the Lord about how great it would be if he was his boss. I said, Lord, you are the perfect boss. You are good, faithful, just. You supply for all of our needs. And you never lie, you never cheat, and you never steal. I was just telling the Lord that this morning. Then this happens. So I am a little more calm right now. I will admit that I was really stressed. I was so stressed that it raised my blood sugar and my blood pressure this morning. My blood sugar is starting to come down. My blood pressure did come down. I prayed with somebody. That would be 120 over 80. It was 120 over 76. You know, God said that's perfect. I said, thank you, Lord, for bringing it down. I felt a lot better by the time I took it. I just, just pray that my husband can get this straightened out because we are pretty sure it's the company's fault. They're making mistakes like this all the time, and they never correct them. So just pray with me that they correct this mistake because it has to do with my husband's paycheck, and it has to do with almost $300 coming out of his paycheck. God's going to make up for it in the next 2 weeks. I know he is. He's going to sustain us. He's going to supply for each one of our needs according to his riches and glory. I have no doubt. I have no doubt that he's going to supply for what we need. And for our bills, I'm not worried about that. I'm just upset that my husband works all this time and then they cheat him out of a vacation day, which, is his anyway. But I guess companies can do that nowadays. It's not fair. But my devotional today actually goes along with cursing and blessing. So I think you guys know what this one is. You might be very familiar with this. But anyhow, and I know that God can do, and actually, I read this verse this morning, guys, that God can do exceeding and abundantly of anything that we could ever ask or think. I actually read that verse this morning in my devotions too. And this is just his way of proving it. He says, try me. For I will open up the windows of heaven, and I will pour out such blessing that you will not be able to contain it. It's not my husband's boss that blesses us. it's God. One day I think my husband will be working for God, full time. I've always thought that. I've always thought that about my husband and I, that we were going to serve God full time, which would just be so cool. You know, I keep telling him, you are like going to be the best boss. Lord, you'd be the best boss in the world. You'd be like perfect. You know, nowadays companies they're just not good to their employees. But God is. God is good all the time. You know, we sang a song at the old church that this was the one song I liked. And it was to a familiar tune. It was to God Is So Good. It goes, God, you're so good. God, you're so good. God, you're so good. You're so good to me. Which is actually, God is so good. God is so good. God is so good. He's so good to me. And he is just good all the time. I don't know what that was. But anyhow. Plus, guess what, guys? He actually had me figure out this tripod. My husband wouldn't let me use the tripod, and at first I couldn't get it to work right. But now, thank you, Becca. My sweet sister, Becca, sent me this tripod, which was a blessing. So there you go, you know. But with that said, and with him losing that money in his paycheck, I was supposed to send out 3 Happy Mail packages this week. 2 of them were thank you gifts for my 2 Happy Mails last week, and one was just because I had some extra stuff I was giving her. But sorry guys, you're gonna have to wait a little longer. I have to use the credit cards to pay the bills. I know God will pay off the credit cards. I'm not worried about that. God will pay them. The bills have to get paid somehow, guys. And there are ones I can use for the bills, and I can use the credit cards for the bills, and then there's bills I can't use them for, but the ones I can't use them for, I'll just take out of our checking account, take out of that check. You have enough in there. So, you know, I can breathe, at least. But it's just not going to be, you know, my Happy Mail cannot go out until like 2 weeks, maybe more. And my husband's going to be working a lot of overtime, so you might hear me say how tired I am, how I wish he was here, how lonely I am, because he's going to be working a lot of hours to make up for this. Even if it wasn't his mistake, I do not foresee the company correcting it. I guess we can only hope that they would take the incurrence away and give him his personal day back. So just pray with us, please, that my husband can prove it's the company's mistake. It might not make up for what they're taking from his paycheck, but if he proves that it's the company's mistake, God will deal with the company. That'll be on them. I just can't believe my husband would make a mistake like that. And I don't think he did. So, anyhow, I am going to do our devotional now, because our devotional, well, goes along with it. Now, I still have not found my magnifier, guys. So until I can get a new magnifier, I'm hoping the dollar store has them still, because the Dollar Tree is where I got that magnifier, and I'm going to tell you, that was cheap. I can afford $1.25. But anyway, the devotional is, He promises that everyone on earth will be blessed. I will make you a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse him who curses you, and in all the families of the earth shall be blessed. In you, all the families of the earth shall be blessed. Genesis 12, 2 and 3. And there goes Jeremiah, guys. God had a plan for a man named Abram. God knew that Abram would believe him and that Abram would live out his faith by his actions, because God knew that he promised Abram that the world would be blessed because of him. God blessed the world through Abram in two ways. First, Abraham, the name God gave Abram later, became the prime example for everyone who would ever put their faith in God. His descendants were honored and proud to be called the children of Abraham. Paul said that anyone who has the same kind of faith that Abraham did is a child of Abraham. But the greatest blessing that God gave through Abraham, the thing God was specifically talking about here, is Jesus. Jesus was born on earth as a part of God's chosen nation, the children of Abraham. God redeemed all of the sin in your life through Jesus, a descendant of the man whose greatest claim to fame was the simple fact that he believed in God. Genesis 15:6. And actually, we're going to Genesis 15 because the first verse in this is, sorry guys, this is a real old Bible and it's like falling apart. I've used it so much. Genesis 15, 4 and 5. That's when I had my magnifier. I will say though that I was blessed this morning in my devotions because I didn't really need the magnifier today. It was great. The magnifier wasn't like, not having my magnifier wasn't an issue. Okay, I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to go to Genesis 15, verses 4 and 5. Sorry, guys, this is going to take a while. I don't have my magnifier. Where'd it go? I know I saw that's 14. 15. Here it is. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him, saying, this one shall not be your heir, but one who will come from your own body shall be your heir. Then he brought him outside and said, look now toward heaven and count the stars, if you are able to number them. He said to him, so shall your descendants be. And this is verse 6. And he believed in God, and he accounted it to him for righteousness. Now we're going to go back and we're going to go to some of the other verses. Genesis 17, 4 through 8. Okay, we're going to go to 17, verses 4 through 8, guys. What I got to do is get my magnifier. I've got to get another magnifier. This is why that magnifier was so perfect for me. Genesis what? Verses. Sorry, guys. I've got to do this. 4 through 8. Okay, 17, 4 through 8. This is why that magnifier was so important to me. As for me, behold, my covenant is with you, and you shall be a father of many nations. No longer shall your name be called Abram, but your name shall be Abraham. For I have made you a father of many nations. I will make you exceedingly fruitful, and I will make nations of you, and kings shall come from you. And I will establish my covenant between me and you, and your descendants after you in their generations, for an everlasting covenant to be God to you and your descendants after you. Also I give to you and your descendants after you the land in which you are a stranger, all the land of Canaan, as an everlasting possession, and I will be their God. That was one of God's promises, guys. And we are, if you are a child of God, you are a descendant of Abraham. You have the blessing of Abraham on you. I've done a study on Abraham and Sarah many, many times. Luke 1, 53? No, 54 and 55. So Luke 1. So let's go back to Luke 1. What I should do is have my other Bible out, which I might start doing. That way I can just turn in there and not have to worry about. Because I can read those. I can read those verses from that Bible. that my new Bible doesn't have, which I wish they did, but they don't. It doesn't have devotionals in it, but that's okay. I have my devotionals that I read out of, and the print in this Bible is much smaller than my devotional book, so that's why it is so hard for me to see. Okay, I'm going to do this. 54 and 55. Let's see. Sorry, guys. It's kind of really hard for me to see. Here it is. He has helped his servant in remembrance of his mercy, as he spoke to our fathers, to Abraham, and to his seed forever. That was from, if you recall, this was from the Christmas story, kind of. Galatians 3, 14 and 29. Galatians 3. What I should do is get my other Bible. It'll be easier for me tomorrow. What I'll do is tomorrow I will have my other Bible, I promise, guys. Because this just is not working. That way I can just turn in the other Bible and I can see better in the other Bible. I don't need the magnifier for my other Bible. 3, 14, and 29. Okay. Galatians 3, 14. That the blessing of Abraham might come upon the Gentiles in Christ Jesus, that we might receive the promise of the Spirit through faith. And verse 29. And if you are Christ, then you are Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise. There you go, guys. Those who bless us shall be blessed, and those who curse us shall be cursed. And, well, that's a promise that I'm holding on to today because of what my husband's company, we think, did. They're always doing sneaky stuff like that. So just pray with me that it is their mistake and not my husband's, and that the money that we have lost, God will give back. They owe it to him. The company's going to owe it to him. And that my husband doesn't have to work the next 2 weeks. He even said it's only going to take him 2 weeks to make up that money in his paycheck. That's not the issue. It's the fact that he has to work every bit of overtime for that paycheck to be made up. Every bit of overtime. And I won't get to see him much, which means you guys are going to be seeing me a lot. I hope you guys love me, because you're going to be seeing me a lot. Because I'll probably be videotaping a lot. See, Becca gave me a new toy. When Becca sent me this tripod, she sent me a new toy. So, but anyway, today is #Toddler Tuesday. And Renee's theme, hosted by Renee at Renee's Reborns. Thank you, Miss Renee, for this tag. I love the theme for this week because she gets to wear it one more time. Although she can wear it more than that. But this was Mariah's Christmas dress. This is the Children's Place velvet dress that she wore for Jesus' birthday party. I'm going to move the thing over here and show you. As you can see, Miss Mariah is in her Christmas dress. Let me put this back up here and you guys can see this better. Okay. Mariah is in her Christmas dress, the Children's Place Christmas dress. It's black velvet with the flowers. As you can see, I'm going to get this really close. Mommy, what are you doing? I'm showing them your Christmas dress, your pretty Christmas dress. Okay. Then I want to get back in my pajamas. You want to get back in your pajamas? Yes, because it's raining. My pajamas are my favorite. Okay. I'll put your pajamas back on you. But this is a Children's Place velvet dress. It's got the velvet little bow here. And this I got at a secondhand store. I got this at the place called Community Aid, guys. I only paid like $3 for this dress, I think. It's got the flowers on it. I pair it with a Gerber newborn onesie because I don't have any in her size. But that's okay. The newborn onesies fit them perfectly, except for Mabel. Mabel, they are too small on. For some reason, Mabel is just bigger. Although she's bigger than Mabel, so I don't know what the difference is. But this is a Carter's 3-month sweater. And this has the little tulle underneath, guys. The little tulle underneath it, as you can see. And it's got the little slip, and then it's got the little bloomers. And she has on a Carter's 0 to 6 month tights with shoes. She's got her little black shoes. You see? Can you guys see her little black shoes? With the bow. You see? The patent leather bow. Sorry, Miss Mariah. And she, of course, has her little flower thing in her hair. But that is my favorite outfit for her. Now, Renee also had a tag, a New Year's tag, that I'm going to do. And Miss Mariah is going to sit and help me, aren't you, sweetheart? So Miss Mariah is going to sit and help me do the tag, guys. Okay, this is Renee's tag that goes along with Toddler Tuesday today. Okay, the first is, what is your New Year's resolution for this year? And she did say it can be an answer regarding the hobby. It can be an answer regarding our reborns. But mine is basically this: to do whatever God wants me to do, to please God in everything I do, to please God with my channel, and to do what God wants me to do. That is my New Year's resolution. You see, I set resolutions, and then like the next day, I forget about them. I mean, I do want to spend less money. I want to save more, which this little thing is not going to help. But and to trust God more. I think, my New Year's resolution is to be more of a blessing. Because God said that I would be a blessing and that He would bless me. And that, I just want to please God and do what God wants me to do this year. And give Him all that I have this year. I started out last year, I was sick. I'm healthy. There's no reason why I can't serve God in the capacity He wants. So that's what I'm doing this year. That's my resolution, is just to please God more. Just to please Him and do what He wants me to do. What is something that you have enjoyed in this past year in the hobby? I've only been in it since I've only been doing the YouTubing since August. I've only had Hannah since July. I think July 17th I got her. And so what I most enjoyed was getting her. I bond with my baby, so I'm not a collector of sorts. I am actually a mommy. And I enjoy that. I enjoy the fact that I can be a mommy to my babies. And I can take care of them. I can change their diapers, and I can feed them, and I can change them other ways, and I can do things for them, and I can cuddle with them. That's what I enjoy doing, and that God is using my love for dolls, my love for baby dolls as a child, He's using now. I just love that, I enjoy that. I am having so much fun with this. What don't I enjoy about it? Because she said you can also say what you don't enjoy. I don't know. I don't enjoy the fact that they're so expensive and I can't get more. That's it right there. I can't get more. I have to just be happy with what I have. And I am. I'm very happy with what I have. I have my Mabel and my Hannah and my Stephanie and my Mariah and my Tammy, and I have some really good ones. So I would say there really isn't anything except that the price of them. I gotta say they're really expensive. Even from Ashton Drake, they're really expensive. So there you go, the expense. What are you looking forward to for the new year in the reborn hobby? Looking forward to getting to know you guys better and to being a blessing and being able to just have some more fun, to reconnect with my childhood. For those of you who just started watching me, I started this to reconnect with my childhood since I lost most of it as a result of a childhood trauma. I was abused sexually and physically and emotionally and spiritually. I have extra people inside my head, and one of them actually lived my life for me for, oh boy, many years. I would say about 4 years. But if I think about it now, it might not. It might be more than that. That she lived it. She might even live my life a little while after that to take the memory away, so I wouldn't have it. So we are reconnecting me with my childhood. I am looking forward to my therapist and I making more breakthroughs this year as a result of this. So, my therapist is a born-again Christian, a pastor in a church up in Rhode Island. So, we're pretty close. And I talk to him about everything. So, that's what I'm looking forward to. And secrets of things coming to my nursery. Here's one. I'm getting a lot of vintage dolls for free. Vintage, like from 1930s vintage. And even before that. I'm getting some, I guess, originals. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I will introduce you to them all, and we will probably have videos where we will be naming them. But that's just like the biggest secret I have. I mean, I don't know what God has in store for everything for my nursery this year. I know that I have given God control of my nursery. I don't know if you guys know that. God has full control of my nursery. But I'm having so much fun. So, what's coming this year in my nursery? What's coming, Mariah? I'm going to be learning how to read, Mommy. You're going to teach me how to read, right? Yes, I'm going to teach you how to read since you love to read so much. Thank you, Mommy. Yay! Mommy's going to teach me how to read. Yeah, I'll teach you how to with your numbers and all kinds of stuff. So, here's the secret. We're going to start preschool instead of play school. That's going to entail a little bit more. I don't know what day I'll do it, but we will also be doing a special devotional. I will be doing 2 videos 1 day a week because Mariah and I are going to do a special child devotional with a little activity that her and I are going to do. But that's, just about all, I guess. The secrets. And that, I think Renee's tag was only 3 questions, if I'm right. So that was Renee's tag. I would like to thank Renee for her tag. I love doing tags. They're always so much fun. So I was looking forward to this today. And I hope you guys have a blessed and wonderful day. And, I hope that you guys remember that God will bless you. He promised his blessing to us. So I hope you guys have a blessed and wonderful day. And I will see you all tomorrow. Now, tomorrow I will be taping later. I don't know how much later, though. I might not tape until the evening tomorrow. But I will tape something tomorrow. I will tape tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment at 11:15. So my parents are taking me. My mom and stepdad are taking me to my doctor's appointment. So, because we don't want to mess my husband's vacation up this year. So, you know, you guys can be seeing me just a little bit more. I'm going to be doing more than one video a day, guys. You know, because he's going to be working a lot of overtime the next 2 weeks. So, sorry. You guys are like, you know, sorry. You guys are going to see me a little bit more, I guess. So, but God will get us through it. He always does. And he's already got this. And he can do anything exceeding and abundantly above all that I could ever ask or think. So if this was the company's fault, then he'll correct the situation, because that's what he does. God is in the business of correction, and he will correct it. HR, it should have been her job, but let's put it this way. I am almost afraid to keep his job now that my husband's going to have to do something that he doesn't want to do. And I mean, everybody knows how HR is there. They just don't do anything about her. But he's pretty sure there's a paper that says that he still had vacation time. And if they paid him for a vacation day that he didn't get, and that vacation day was his day, then they'll have to pay him for it. If they didn't pay him for it. Just pray with me that everything is corrected. That God corrects it. Because as it stands now, I don't see the company correcting it. Even if they find out it was their mistake, they won't correct it. That's how their company is. I could go on a rant about how his company is. But I can also say this. Those who bless me shall be blessed, and those who curse me shall be cursed. And that's a promise that God gave to Abraham, which still stands today. And because I am a child of God, I am a descendant of Abraham. And because I belong to Jesus, because I belong to God, he shall take care of me. And he shall take care of my husband and I. And he takes care of his children. He blesses us. And I'm going to say this to Tammy and to Becca. I can't get out your happy mail right now, but because you are blessing me, God will bless you. Because you blessed me last week. I got blessed with a tripod by Becca. I got blessed with baby clothes. Really nice ones too. From Tammy. Over at My Reborn Nursery. And from Becca at Becca's Happy Place. So because they blessed me, they will be blessed. I am praying a blessing on them. Even though I can't get their happy mail out right now. I'm sorry. I got you guys some really nice happy mail. But I gotta wait to get it out now. And I was supposed to send somebody else something, and sorry. You're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. Because I can't send anything. I mean, I can't spend anything extra for a long time with having to put things on credit cards. So I hate using credit, but at least I have it there to use. At least I have the cards there to use. I don't want to max them out, but I might be maxing one out this time just to pay the bills. So anyway, you know, I've kind of been spending the morning trying to figure out how everything's going to go. And then I just said, you know what, Lord? All he said to me after I got done cleaning the bathroom was, go sit down. Do not look at your phone. Do not do anything. I want you to sit back and relax. Then he told me Jeremiah came over I want to tell you guys what Jeremiah did. Jeremiah came over and got on top of me. So I didn't do anything. And God told me, he said, the Lord said, now, he will move when it is time for you to do anything. So that's what happened. Jeremiah moved when I felt better. Then I took my blood pressure and it was 120/76, which, you know, I had prayed with somebody and they said 120/80. Well, you know what? God decided to make it even more perfect. And so he put it 120/76, which is almost 120/80. So I'm fine with that. But it was just, you know, right there you go, guys. We prayed 120/80. It was 120/76, so it was 120. I do have to call the doctor, though, because we have to talk about my blood pressure medication. I was really stressed out this morning, and my blood pressure almost sent me into a crisis. That's how bad it was. That's where Dr. God, Dr. Jesus stepped in and said, I'm the one here. Listen to me. This is my prescription. So I just relaxed and closed my eyes. And all the glory of his presence, all the glory of his presence, in the presence of Jehovah, you know, in his presence there is peace. And he spoke shalom, which is perfect peace, by the way, guys, in Hebrew. He spoke shalom to me. And peace came over my body and my mind. And even if it is my husband's fault, God's got it covered already. I'm supposed to be getting that credit on the one credit card from Ashton Drake. I forget which credit card I used for that. I think I know which one. I keep checking that credit card, but I don't see the credit just yet. Matter of fact, I know that's the credit card I used. Once that credit goes on, that'll give us some leeway. But, you know, other than that, just pray that it comes out in my husband's favor, please. And that they do exactly what they have to do. I don't like the fact that we have to wait 2 weeks, but God can get us through that 2 weeks. He's already got a plan. As he always tells me, I got this. So God, you've got this. I know that God's got this. And so just pray with us that it comes out in my husband's favor, please. He's going to look for the papers tonight. He has to go get in the trash to do it, but he's going to look for them because he threw them away. I told him, okay, here's my best advice, guys. Don't throw anything away until... My father never threw anything away. As a matter of fact, right before he died, my sister and I went through all his papers. My father kept papers from 1975. And just to tell you, he died in 2013. So, my father kept everything. Everything. Receipts, canceled checks, tax returns, you name it, he had it. Letters from, like, you know, whoever. If it was a bill, bills, when he paid it, cancel check was with it, everything. It was just, my father kept records. I've actually started doing that. The only thing is, I don't have the room for all that paper. So, I've started keeping it, like, condensed. But, to say that, my husband is going to look up his pay stubs. He is going to look at his vacation paper that they gave him. And if he is right, they will owe him almost $300. in 2 weeks. Can our bill collectors wait 2 weeks? Let's see. The electric company will not wait. The cable company will not wait. The car insurance will not wait. The cell phone will not wait. Nobody's going to wait, and groceries are going to have to be bought. So just pray that God supplies all of our needs according to his riches and glory, and he can do anything exceeding and abundantly upon everything that we could ever ask or think. He's going to supply plus. I am speaking that. And in 2 weeks, I will probably tell you, give you an update on what a great job God did at supplying. Because he's going to. He is Jehovah Jireh. He is God our provider. So I'm not worried about that because he will bless. This morning I read the verse in Malachi 3:10 where it said, bring the tithe into the storehouse, and I will open up the windows of heaven and pour out such blessings on you that you will not have room to contain it. And tithe doesn't always mean money, guys. It means give to the Lord. So, anyhow, I'm just saying, God's going to bless us. I'm not worried. Just pray, though, that it comes out in my husband's favor, please. That's all I want you guys to do, is pray that it comes out in my husband's favor and that we get that money back. That it is their mistake and they admit it, and they give my husband in 2 weeks what is due him. Who knows? God might be able to work it out before Friday, and they will give it to him Friday. His paycheck is already written, but they can always go back and say you owe him this. That would be perfect if they would do that. I would really appreciate that one. That would be a blessing. But he's going to be working overtime on Saturday. You know, pray that God supplies a lot of overtime for him. I think he will. I know he'll supply that but it's not the overtime that's going to supply. Okay, I'm going to say this. It's not the overtime, guys, that's going to supply. It's God that's going to supply. So, but he can supply the overtime. But with that said, you guys are going to be seeing me in a lot the next 2 weeks. And probably for a longer time, because I will have nothing else to do. My husband will be at work all the time. So you guys are going to be the ones that are going to have to see me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you guys have to see the boring me all the time. But I hope I bless you, and I hope I help you guys. I hope I can be a blessing to you in the next 2 weeks by just being here. And Jeremiah, of course, will be here too. He's laying down, though. He's finally laying down. But anyhow, I better get off here because this video is a long video. And I'm sorry, guys. I did not mean to make it this long. But I hope you guys have a blessed and wonderful day. And I will see you all tomorrow. Or maybe later today. We'll see. Probably tomorrow. I hope you guys have a blessed and wonderful day. Bye.